Hi everyone, this is Anna and
Kelsey.
with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff. We're here today to show you a sneak peek of some products coming in the new Stampin' Up! Catalog, the holiday catalog this year. And we'll show you a card sample, and then we're going to make a coordinating scrapbook page that looks very similar to this. So, get my dimensionals out of the way there. Here is the stamp set we are going to use today, the Snow Wonder stamps and the coordinating Snow Time dies. And I think this is the neatest set. I just love this old rustic looking snowman with all that nice shading. Then you got the coordinating dies so you can cut him out. And I just think this is a really neat set. So we will get started, and for the video we're going to make a scrapbook page, but you can use, I'll show you, you could scale it down and do the exact same thing to make this card. So the card is a regular, actually I've folded it this way this time, so this card base measures 4 1/4 by 11, folded it in half, and then you just need a few extra white strips for the snow drifts. I'll show you how to make them, and some white to stamp and cut out the greeting. So for a scrapbook page, you are going to need a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, white. I have a couple of Mossy Meadow photo mats. The way I cut these, you can get 4 of these out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and they measure 4 1/4 by 5.5. Then I've already stamped the snowman, and I stamped it with Memento ink. We will color that in just a minute. I die cut him out already. This die cut is also from that same set. And then we have a couple of strips of white cardstock that are 12 inches long and about 3 inches wide. So first what we will do is stamp the trees onto the back of the page.
Mom?
Yes, sweetheart?
I know how to make the snow drifts.
Do you? Well, maybe you can help when we get to that part.
You have to rip them.
You have to rip them. That is right. So we will get there soon. We'll stamp these trees first. So I'm going to stamp trees. We'll have snow drifts down at this bottom part of the page. So I am going to make this up as I go, since I haven't actually made one of these yet. But we're going to stamp darker trees down lower, and then up in the background we're going to stamp a second time to get some lighter ones, and I may even go up and stamp a third time. So ink your stamp, stamp once, move back somewhere, stamp twice, stamp a third time, and actually, yeah, I think I'll stop with that. You could, there's still enough ink on that stamp that I could stamp another time if I wanted to, but I'm going to stop with 3. So we're going to do this quite a few times. I didn't have to do it too many times on the card, but for this page we want to fill up some more space. Now for this one, I'm stamping off the edge. Now I have a funny ink line on the back of my stamp, so I am not going to stamp a second time with that. Okay, anytime you stamp off the edge, you do not want to stamp again, because it will make that funny mark. Do one there, one here. Now we just want to try and fill in the space we have down here. Okay, I went off the edge there, so I'll stop. I think I will do one more dark one there. Now we're just filling in space.
There's some right here.
Some right there. I think I'm going to leave that way. I think I like it that way. Let's see. You can mix in the lights and the darks so that they're not all light and dark in the same areas. We'll have a darker one up there. And I think I'm going to leave it like that, maybe. Take that back. We'll add one more right there. One more right there. One more right there. Is anybody else out there like kind of a perfectionist? Okay, So here we have a very nice collection of trees. Now we're going to cover up some of these bottom ones with our snowdrifts. And it sounds like Kelsey wants to help show us how to do this. Can you? So we have our strips of white cardstock that are as wide as the scrapbook page. With your card, just make sure that they're at least as long as your card. So how do we make our snowdrifts?
You rip them.
You rip them. Okay, so you're going to have to do it up here so everybody can see. Now, for your drifts, I'll bring the card in. I tore the one so that it started up high and came down a little bit lower. I tore the other one so that it starts up high on the right edge and comes down lower to the left side. So which one do you want to do, Kelsey? Do you want to start down here and tear this way?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start over this way.
Okay.
And by the time you get down here, you want to be up at the top. So she's doing the one that's lower on the left and higher on the right. So I need to do higher on the right, lower at the left. So all you do is just start tearing, and you want some irregularities in this. I'll go up and down and
Stopped.
So here we go. You came off the edge. That's okay. You can fix that. So here we have, all right, so she came off the edge. So I'm going to finish this. Get the rest of that torn.
I like how I did this.
Yeah, that is very, very torn looking. You got a really wide tear there.
Yeah, and it looks like snow.
So then you can play around with how you want to lay these out. So I am actually going to tear this one down a little bit farther. I don't like quite how much that sticks up, so we'll make some adjustments to this. And I may even make a little adjustment to Kelsey's as well. Now we'll go with that. So these will be our snowdrifts.
Now can I snap them on?
And we'll go ahead and attach the back one on. And then I think I'll pop the front one up with some pop-ups. I did not do that on the card, but it seems like a fun way to add a little bit of extra dimension.
Can I pop up the other one?
Yes, here is your piece, and you can put the pop-ups in the back. So when you do this, make sure you have lined up where your top drift is going to come to make sure it covers up this gap down here at the bottom. So it looks like that should work. So I'll go ahead and press that down. Kelsey is working on pop-ups over here. So while she is doing that, I'm going to bring in the snowman and talk about him. So like I said, I stamped this with Memento ink. And I have a collection of my Stampin' Blends markers here. I absolutely love these markers. I am thinking that I would like to do some tutorials on these coming up just to give you an introduction to how to use them and then go into a few more advanced things as well. All right, so Kelsey has added plenty of pop-ups there. Why don't you pull the backs off of those and then we'll attach them. I better start investing in sticky dots. So let's color this little snowman. He's perfect for the shading. Some of our stamps, they show you where the shading is. So they show you exactly where you need to add more of that color. So let's start with the hat. This is Smoky Slate. And this is the light Smoky Slate. I'm going to color that all over. Then I'm coming back, well, wait a minute. I think I'll do this one, okay? Come back with my dark Smoky Slate, add that where those shading marks are. Then you come back with your lighter color again and use a swirling motion and just blend the light and the dark together. So as you can see, it's a little bit lighter in the center now. Sure, Kelsey's ready to attach our snowdrift, so let's do that. So that's nice. I like that it's popped up a little bit. If you get too much color in any particular spot, I think the center of the hat got a little darker this time than last time. We have a color lifter that you can go in with, and I'm just going to do a little bit of swirling right there. And as that sits, it's going to lighten up right there. Kelsey, would you like to do the leaves on the hat?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you use the bullet tip, the smaller tip for them since they're so small. I don't think we'll really do any shading on those since they're so small. We'll just fill those in. One of my favorite things about the blends markers is how deep and rich the colors are. Okay, yep, do the little berries. I love to use aqua painters to color. I do like to color with other methods as well, but these give such a rich color that you really can't get any other way. Now let's do this scarf. I'm going to do this scarf, okay, Kelsey?
Okay, I have the orange for the nose.
Okay, after I do this scarf, you can do that. So when I'm actually blending, I really prefer to use this big tip. So I'm going to fill in the whole scarf with the light cherry cobbler. And when you're using the big tip, you want to color just inside the edge of whatever you're coloring. It does bleed out just a tiny bit, and you want to give it a little space to bleed. So there, I've got the light. Now we'll come in with the dark cherry cobbler, and wherever I think it is darker, we'll color with that. We'll go with it over here on each side of the snowman's neck. Do a little up here, up high. Do some of that down here. And a little bit right there. If you aren't quite sure, like where is it supposed to be darker, where is it supposed to be lighter, just play around with it. That is the best way to learn how to use these markers. So here I'm coming back in with the lighter and blending the two together. Okay, Kelsey is ready with the pumpkin pie marker for the nose. And if you can tell, I added a little extra shading around the body of the snowman. So this is my light smoky slate marker again. I'm going to come in and just color around the edges.
Why do you have two greens?
I'm not a person, two greens. Well, they all come with a light and a dark, so you can blend the light and the dark together. Good question. Thank you. So now that I did that, I'm coming back with this color lifter, and I'm just going to kind of start on the edges of that smoky slate and push back in a little bit towards the edges. And this will soften the edge of that and help the white and the smoky slate all blend together. I feel like I had started to say something and now I don't know what it was, but okay, so that is all. Now we have this very cool, realistic looking snowman. So we are going to put him right here. I think I'm going to nestle him right there behind that front snowdrift. We will also add a greeting tag, and on the card I use this real small one that says Happy Christmas. The stamps and the dies for both of these are in this set. For this one, I am going to use this stamp that says Christmas wishes and joyful greetings.
Instead of Happy Christmas.
I wasn't sure. I think this works for a scrapbook page. I like the Happy Christmas. I was going to use that on the scrapbook page, but I like that this one takes up a lot more space. I think it looks nice down here. So Kelsey, will you put dimensionals on the backs of the snowman and the tag, please?
Ooh, dimensionals.
And in the meantime, I think I'm going to add these photo mats. They do cover up some of our trees, but they will make your scrapbook pages look nice. Pictures, I mean. Your pictures look nice. And therefore your pages.
You can put pictures right here.
That's right. I find that this size photo mat, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, really works for most of the pictures. You can trim a little bit off the edge of a 4 by 6 picture, Or if you get the newer size that doesn't even come out to quite 6 inches long, then these work really well. And like I said, you can get 4 of them out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So, wow, we are really using up the dimensionals today. We've got Mom, 6 on the back of our tag.
You have millions.
I have millions. I have an endless supply of crafting everything, I guess you think.
There's like 10.
Okay, so we've got dimensionals on the back. And I'll lay these out where I think I like them. I think I like the snowman there and the tag just right over top down here. So there you go, a really cute scrapbook page. Here is that coordinating card. Get the blends out of the way and bring the stamp set and the dies back in one more time. So this is a really neat set we have to look forward to in this year's holiday catalog. Kelsey is modeling the tree stamp here. We appreciate her help, don't we?
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed this. Please visit my blog, scrappingstampingandstuff.com, for more ideas and for links to shop for all of your supplies. Have a great day.